And the last time we discussed some of the signs and symptoms you may be facing that may be revealing to you that you're having a Kundalini awakening. And I am here from numerologist.com as the soul illuminator to go deeper into some of the symptoms that you may be going through, which reveal that you're actually having a powerful Kundalini awakening. When we're having a Kundalini awakening, we may feel very strange vibrations going through our body. We may feel a feeling of being at one with the universe. This is when our four bodies, our mental, our spiritual, our emotional, and our physical body are all merging as one. And we can feel that we have a deep connection with Mother Earth. We can stand at the sea and actually feel the vibration of the sea being at one with our vibration. We can feel the vibration of plants. We can feel the vibration of the mountains, of the forests. It's like we're at one with the ions of nature, and they're at one with the cells of our body. So that feeling of oneness and that feeling of being part of the universe becomes something that is very, very real to us. And we can sense that in our body in a very, very deep way. Another sign that we are having a Kundalini awakening happens when we start to feel this intense need to be alone, to shut the door on life, and to actually spend more time in our own company, silently, quietly, alone with our thoughts, and actually on an inward journey. So things that used to really hold us, like the external world, the world of materialism, fashion, things like that, are no longer the things that actually grab us. We are actually looking for things that have a deeper meaning, a deeper net resonance within us, and we crave being alone. And it has been described to me as a channel as a time when the soul is actually in slumber, and where the soul is actually in need of time for the mind to process your own energetic frequency, and to become aligned to how you are, how you feel, how you think, and how it is for you before you're ready to go back out to the outside world. This can make people feel quite depressed, odd, lonely, weird. Sit with it, guys. Sit with it, because during this time of great shift, a lot of the things that were established in your life are now up for review. And you need that processing time. So just because you're not as interested in social interaction and social engagement, and not as concerned about going with the status quo, and are getting a little bit more confidence to make your own decisions, and maybe that feels odd to those around you, go with that. Because you are getting a sense of what this journey is about for you. And that takes time. And it takes that inward journey. And that inward journey cannot be done in busy places, busy vibrations. So you're being called within. You may be called onto the yoga mat. You may be called into deep sacred sound baths. You may be called into chanting. You may be called into longer periods of meditation in order to cope and in order to really align to the truth of what's happening to you, and for you to feel sovereign and safe within your energetic field. When you've had Kundalini awakening, it can feel like the energy is pulsating through your body. And this can bring up waves of life force energy through you. It's like a quickening happening through you. Many describe it as being like an orgasm, where where the body just is in its own elixir of ecstasy, and it happens for no particular reason. It doesn't need an external stimuli or another person. This is an internal feeling of all being okay with the world, an internal combustion of energy and release of energy that comes from the actual energy floating up the spinal column, because the Kundalini energy is stored in the psoas muscle, and it comes from the backbone, and it weaves its way around all of the 7 chakras until it comes to the back of the neck and right up, and the energy then infuses into the crown chakra. So this is a spiral of energy, and we are constantly evolving and growing, and we're constantly having that feeling of our energy becoming our currency, our energy becoming so important, and our knowledge of being linked to something greater. And when we feel that feeling of that Kundalini release, it's actually something you don't forget. It's quite a unique experience, and from my point of view, it takes your breath away. It's not something you forget, and it can happen over and over. It can happen as an involuntary release, and it is just that feeling of an euphoric outpouring of your energy, because you are completely aligned with the essence of you. It's very, very beautiful. The Kundalini energy can come into your life and make you feel at one with your I am presence. So our I am presence is like a light force that shines from our oversoul right through our 12 chakras and right into the soul star, where Lady Gaia holds that energetic life force within the ley lines, within the elemental community, within the nature's reserve of life force energy. And that ground underneath our feet is so important to take off your shoes and walk on that ground, because that ground has so many electrons available to us to actually charge up our bodies. So our bodies are charged with energy, and outside the atmosphere comes the positive charge, and that charge needs to be grounded in. And there's a negative charge in the electrons in Mother Earth. So when we actually spend the time in meditation and grounding, we actually begin to charge ourselves into a balanced state of positive and negative energy, so that we are fully aligned with the energy that flows through us. That's the same energy that goes through the cells of our body, because they have a positive and negative charge. So in order for us to feel at our optimum, it's so important that we find ways of connecting with the electrons of the earth. And the saddest part really we've had since the 60s and the making of the synthetic soul is most of us go around wearing runners, wearing synthetic soles, so we're actually insulated from those electrons which are there to make sure that our life force energy is maintained. So it is so important that we go back to being able to walk on the beach, walk on the grass, walk on the earth, walk in bare feet, and have our children walk in bare feet for as long as possible, so that we are connected to that negative charge, which is there to balance out the positive charge, the negative charge, and to keep us sovereign, balanced, and in a state of grace, where we are equipped and ready to feel the support of the universe around us. So if you're in the middle of a Kundalini awakening, it is vitally important that you find ways of grounding your breath in, keeping your legs fully grounded, doing grounding exercises, and finding ways of being supported by Mother Earth in what you're going through. This is a fascinating subject. It's one I live every day, talking to different people about what's going on for them. And it can be such a lonely road, and I think this is why I do this work, is because people need to feel like they're not going mad. They need somebody to hold and support them in their journey, and that's something that I offer as a spiritual mentor. So please reach out if that feels right. But you need to find ways of educating yourself about what this awakening is all about, because we are at an age at the moment where that spiritual consciousness and the waves of the light codes that are coming into our body are coming in more rapidly all the time, and they're coming in with greater intensity, and I feel like we're being flooded but with these incredible light codes, and if we're not actually knowledgeable about what's going on for ourselves and the Kundalini awakening that is coming through for us, this can feel challenging, or we can feel like we need to shut things down, which are really for our highest good. And once, I believe knowledge is power, and I believe that it's important to understand the wisdoms as well as we can. So talk to tribal friends who can understand you, to people where it's safe to share the signs that are happening for you, the symptoms that are happening for you, and to develop that feeling inside that you are able to cope with what's going on. Because what's going on within you is you're actually getting stronger, and you're now able to even hold more light. And you are stepping in to that illuminated version of you, that aligned version of you, which is actually aligned to the divine coding that was put in day one. So like anything that is shifting and changing, it takes time for it to balance. So find a support network around you. Read books, educate yourself, reach out for a spiritual mentor if you need one, but don't feel alone in this. You have what you need within you, but just find time to share this with like-minded souls, and numerologist.com is a beautiful vehicle to share this. So if any of these comments have struck a chord with you, and maybe you're feeling a lot of those light codes coming in at the moment, please comment below, and let us all support each other in this rise to the ascension path that we're all on. I hope you enjoyed this. It's lovely to have you with us, and thank you for listening. Please subscribe so that you can listen to more of the videos which may help you on your path to enlightenment with numerologist.com. This is Julianna Jay, the Soul Illuminator and Spiritual Mentor, bidding you namaste.